How'd you like to choose a wrong guy on Fuckboy Island?
Boy. Jesus.
Y'all, it's done.
I have lots to say.
Y'all, Poodle wants to... He said... Y'all, this is Fuckboy Island, Fboy Island, Season 1, Episode 10, the finale, Fboy, Fbye.
Fbye.
He said, let's just talk about the ending. And I said, we can't just talk about the ending because they all went on these dates. It makes no sense.
I'm real.
No.
I'm like J-Lo.
We're going to at least... Yeah, she is real-ish.
She has to be with a man.
She could be on Fboy Island.
Yes, she could.
Wow, put her on Season 2. Which, by the way, I read some tea about Season 2. Of course, so we'll talk about that at the end.
Why can't you say it?
I'm teasing people for the end of the show. And I'm teasing you, y'all. We're going to talk about our opinions later.
I also know in real life who's together on Instagram and who's not.
Oh, I'm shocked you cared enough because I didn't.
I'm into this show. I'm into the stakes of this show.
I love this show a lot. But first, let's talk about like we don't know the ending yet, and I'm going to make Poodle save it.
So I want to start out with one thing.
Yeah.
So this is time for Fboy Days. This is the finale, episode 10.
Yes.
We assume that the nice guys are not here for the money.
Yes, that's the way they're setting it up. Yes.
How do we know that?
We don't.
That's what I'm saying. There's been
fatal
flaw.
I was watching
in the show.
Even in episode 9, like you're thinking, wait, is new Jared an actual is he an actual Fboy but says he's a nice guy?
Yeah.
Like you don't, because it's a flaw of the show, because we don't know how the money is won.
Right.
We don't know what the rules are.
And who's to say that the Fboy that is always going to
Ooh, I can tell that cupcake's cooking in because your eyes are getting wide.
is gonna take money, or is not gonna give money to women. Yeah. Who's to say?
Who's to say?
I think it's very reductive, like everything in reality TV. So CJ is basically saying that CJ is like, I don't even want to do this 24-hour date. I'm like, boy, you've soured.
She really has.
Yeah.
That whole mansplaining thing really did Casey in.
So they are on a boat trip, and she's super distant. And he says, so Casey's playing his best game here, y'all. He says, I was being an asshole. It was coming from a place of insecurity that I was talking about you. He keeps apologizing. He says, if I'm with you, you're going to make me better, and I'm going to make you better. I want to be in your life, and I want to be your best friend, and I promise I can do that.
And CJ kind of takes a breath, and she says, the problem is, though, you told me I need to break down my walls and be insecure, and then I do that with you, and then you immediately hurt me.
Right.
And this is why I'm scared, because guys continue to do this
and
to
she
me.
says, Jared is consistent. He's reliable. What? From how long?
From 4 episodes, but compared to Casey, he is.
I guess. That's why I was figuring out new Jared seems to be, because she had no chemistry with any of the other nice guys. Mm-hmm. He was the only one.
Yeah.
And that's why it felt, I feel like
we had too many guys.
But I'm saying the problem is there's not enough spectrum among the nice guys for most of these women.
I don't know, because we get to know Fernando finally, and he's like, they call me Nando Nasty, and I disagree with that. I think they didn't give us. They spent too much time on, like you said earlier, like on the Fboys that were the fun guys, and they didn't give us enough time with the nice guys. Some of them were boring, but a lot of them they didn't. There's just too many guys. Because like some of the first guys that were imminently, like the older guy, what was his name? Who got
Mark?
He was kind of
he was a mess.
But he would. I bet if he would have stayed, he probably would have been better reality TV.
But here's the thing: the Fuckboys are better TV from the beginning, because that's fun. We can watch it and we can hate on them.
Yeah.
So I think that is one of the fatal flaws of the show. We actually starting to like the Fboys.
Well, I think it's almost they want to lure us in, like, because this is what happens to people in real life.
But
as they get
here's the
lured into
thing:
these Fboys.
you're trying to act like that the reality producers want the outcomes to be something that we don't want. That's not what they want. They want to validate what we knew from the beginning, which was consistent along the storytelling.
Yeah.
That is the trope of reality TV. People want to be affirmed that they were right. And the
Meaning, right? And so, what's that for this for you?
what we're not going to talk about the end yet.
Okay, so we'll have because I'm interested in what you think that is. So CJ basically kind of said, Casey says, "Look, I want to be in your life. I want to be your best friend." He said, "I know that I'm with you. We would be so good together, and you know that too. And I promise you, I can be that." And CJ is like, he's so cute, and I do want to resolve things with Casey. And like you said, she undeniably has the most chemistry with him,
Right.
So, and she says, New Jared's consistent and reliable. With Casey, there's a promise that things will get better.
Right.
Y'all, Poodle, what's happened the last time you put your hopes on a promise?
We're not talking about me. But here's the thing. Reality TV is all about promise.
It's all about that. Agreed.
So that's why I call bullshit here.
But Casey says she doesn't want to pick me, but she wants to.
Yep.
So, y'all, they have a night date, and she's like, maybe you can do something to win me over. She's like, I have to decide if I can believe you or not. And
did you see what she said? She said, she's like, you have everything. You're everything I want in a partner. You're everything I want in a friend. And he said, I know you have everything. Just pick me. And she's like, I picked you so many times. He's like, yeah, just one more time. And it's like funny little things like that.
Makes her laugh, yeah.
And to me, those are the wonderful little things that someone who can make you laugh like that.
Boy, you've really got.
Don't judge what I like.
Are you kidding? Are you kidding? You've been judging what I like this whole time.
Well, you'd like boring.
I'm just saying, though. Yeah, that makes her laugh, but that's also what lures her in.
Lures her.
That's what I said, Gary. But that is, I think you're not. This is.
I'm also going on the storytelling rules of most of reality television.
I think though too, this whole game is like it's basically what do you choose to choose a relationship? Do you choose your heart or do you choose your brain?
Yeah, or your head. Yeah.
And I think that like you're looking from it solely from an emotional place.
That's reality TV.
That is reality. But I'm saying this show is kind of putting it, do we think, because these women have been saying the whole time, I'm trying not to go with the Fboy. I'm trying.
You're saying,
which is why
I'm questioning the binary of Fboy emotion.
The show didn't set it up well. It's why we said before, like they should have had like a therapist or someone to kind of like guide them through. And so it's kind of this grayish swirling cloud of, do you do this or not?
Right. So they're saying things like, so basically she goes in there. He's like, I know what I want and it's you. And he looks at her and he goes, it's you. And he gets emotional. We see him get emotional.
He says, I'm ready for a relationship with you.
And I cried a little bit. And so she's like, I'm sorry, but you have to sleep downstairs. He's like, oh, okay. Oh, ouch.
You cried when he said, you're my top priority. I don't care about anyone else. I will make you feel wanted. I will listen to you.
It's you.
I will be the person I want.
When he just got right in her face.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But it's like,
I know.
That's what an Fboy does. They get you with that. And so I still don't know. Up to the end, I was like, I still didn't know if I could trust him or not.
I guess if you're going to call that Fboy talk, then that's every Hallmark movie also talk.
Oh, 100%.
So
where do you think OG Jared gets all his lines?
Exactly. But I'm saying that that culture is not only responsible, or Fboys aren't just responsible for this. Culture is responsibility.
110%.
So it's interesting that that would be called Fboy talk. When I think that's lovely, well-spoken stuff to say. It's much better than we're engaged, we're blah blah blah. New Jared does. I don't think you can compare old Jared with Casey's speech. I don't think that's the same.
They're one is two because they're both Fboys.
But they're not the same.
No, they have a lot more chemistry, obviously, but there's
So they're basically saying he's sitting down there. She tells him to go downstairs.
He does say that, and he says, "But I am going to live with Garrett." He does it. It makes her laugh. I wrote, nope.
So you wouldn't know excitement if it hit you in the face. So
Maybe. I don't think this is like, don't take it personally.
I'm not taking it personally.
Well, I think Casey is such your type, and it's hard for you not to see that.
I'm not being myopic about this.
Okay.
I'm going on what the show is telling me more than anything else.
That's true as well, because I agree with you. He's the hero. They make him to be that.
Yeah. So so they're basically saying, he's like, yep, cot number 1, cot number 2, they're really cute. And he's like, I understand she doesn't trust me. I'll sleep on the cot for 2 weeks. It's fine. I'll do what I need to do. That's when she's not there.
Yeah.
I
knew he wasn't going to sleep on
the
cot.
We all did.
Yeah.
So she's watching him. She sees that. She brings him upstairs, you guys.
They fuck, we think. We don't know. We actually don't know. The only people we know that fucked, how come, this is a little...
There was like animal noises.
How come with Sarah and Garrett?
There was like fuck noises.
Yeah.
Because he probably banged her.
But before we get to that...
Nakia and...
Most boring, awkward day
So they're
in the
having
world.
a staycation, talking about their feelings.
I just want to say, they're having a staycation because, y'all, this is the last day, but she's not comfortable going with him out somewhere and being stuck with him.
Right.
So just know that's what she's going into in this date before she picks someone the next day.
Right.
Crazy.
So basically, he's like, I've missed you. I've missed you. She's like, but I'm supposed to be angry with you.
Did you see her face when he said, I missed you?
I know.
She completely went, really?
Really?
And I went, oh, no. You're an idiot when it comes to love.
So he's like saying things like, we're so meant to be here.
When I look at you, I see so much of you and me. Ugh. And that's not self-absorbed at all.
And then he says all the right things. And I feel like this may be a little bit of her ego that plays into it. When she's like, so you never felt like this for a girl before?
Oh,
and he's like, oh, I can see your weak points.
No, never. And he says, actually, I got this from you because you said this once in a podcast like, I don't know, years ago. But you
tell me what I said that was wise.
You were rambling about something, and you basically said, y'all beware of people that say everyone misunderstands them.
Oh, yeah.
And he says, do you feel like everybody misunderstands you? And she was like, yes. And then it clicked why they work. I went, oh, they're both narcissists.
Yep.
It clicks now. Now I get why you like each other.
Because they both live in their own heads, and they both can just say non-sentences to one another.
And you're so excited to take fucking Instagram meme pictures.
Yep. So I wrote down later on that night, they're dancing to a steel drum band way down in Kokomo.
Aruba, Jamaica, Aluga, Jamaica. I don't remember it.
I wrote down, what is Jared wearing a sweater that my mom wears with the buttons?
We had a sissy who said, I have been to this part of the country or been part of the world. It's hot all the fucking time.
That's what I was saying.
It just doesn't make sense.
Yes, it's the trade winds, but come on.
Come on.
Does he have some type of heating and cooling disorder to his body?
He has no body fat. Maybe he's always cold.
But he's burly enough.
But people they say that don't have body fat get cold.
He's got a lot of muscles though. The muscles
keep you warm. I don't know.
I know boys who have muscles keep you warm.
We should probably do some research on this, and then we'll make.
Don't come to us for research.
Yeah.
So the next thing is Now
they're having dinner. He's like, I'm definitely moving to Los Angeles.
I'm definitely
to start
gonna
a
move to
career
LA.
in modeling. And for you too.
We'll lift each other up. And I figured out a lot about myself. And you've inspired me, and I'm more vulnerable and open-hearted.
I'm opening layers. I just wrote...
I read a Brene Brown post right before this about being open-hearted.
I just wrote memes.
He frustrates the shit out of me, y'all.
He's insufferable.
And guess what? He gets to sleep over, too.
He gets to sleep, and he goes up to her room, y'all.
Y'all, Garrett and Sarah's...
Let me lick you up and down
till
till you say stop.
Because she's not going to.
No, she's not.
Garrett and Sarah, they're going jet packing, which this looks so much fun.
I would
this.
Totally.
Really?
Well, I did it with. It's a company down in Long Beach. They got a Groupon, and I did it when they used to do it, where it's a jet pack on your back, and you would hold on to it. Then,
I think it's more fun to put it underneath your feet.
Well, this is harder, but it was still. It's so fun. It's a ball.
Why would you have a jet pack that just took you up in the air? That's no skill at all.
No, it takes you up in the air, and you can control the jetpack, so you can fly around. You can dive in the water.
No, but this is actually...
I know, but I'm just telling you, they didn't invent it, you whore. I'm saying that's all they had.
I'm saying...
This was 12 years ago.
What they did sounds like a sport, and what you said sounds like some kind of elite rich person activity with a jetpack.
That's what it was.
Sorry, Elroy from the Jetsons.
Well, anyway...
Not all of us can go out on yachts and...
This would be better because
it would rocket men.
Be funnier to watch you fall face first in the water.
I'm good at water sports. Hey-o!
Yeah.
Put out all the toys!
Yeah, great. Oh, boy. Oh,
Take out the slide.
Take out the slide.
So
Sarah's trying. She's not great at it, but Garrett's pretty good.
She's like, Garrett's being super supportive. And she's like, I know that Garrett and I will always have a fun time. That's what she's looking for, y'all. Well, Sarah's 25 years old.
Yeah, that is what she's looking for. And after they're sitting there by the beach, and Garrett says,
sorry to interrupt. You said this. Why are they getting these women who are in their... They need 30 and older.
One of our sissies in our y'all come to our Facebook group, the Sissy Squad. We have fun in there. She said, y'all read me I was in my 20s. She's like, yes, there's no way. Like, just fuck. Like, just have fun.
The cut. It should be starting at 30 when you stop looking for fuckboys.
But I guess it's because in Oklahoma and probably South Carolina.
Yeah, that's where you get married.
If you're not married by 25, then what are you doing?
I was surprised that my brother waited so long to marry his wife. But they met each other kind of late.
Yeah.
They married 30, 31, I think, which is real late for South Carolina.
Very late for South Carolina.
When'd your brother marry your sister-in-law?
He was...
Well, she got knocked up, though.
21?
Yep.
21?
That's normal for Oklahoma.
Yeah, they're still together.
Maybe right when you
That's
graduate
still a little
college.
early. It depends. People normally that go to college usually are like 24, 25, 26.
Right after, yeah.
But they get pregnant in college.
It's better than high school.
Like two sparrows in a herd. Hey, they're still together and happy. So look at that.
Is anyone really happy?
They actually are. They really enjoy each other.
No, I was just going to say, that is an overused term. You don't know if they're happy.
Well, to my brother, yeah, they talk about...
But I'm saying you don't know, even if you are so close.
I mean, yeah, there could be problems.
I'm not saying there are, but I'm saying...
Wait, are they getting divorced?
A lot of people will say things like, they're happy. I'm like, and I was thinking, you have no fucking idea what goes on between them and
Who does?
That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying people will say, oh, my parents are happy. You don't know.
Well, I'm glad Poodle just made everyone just drive off the road.
Everyone is now reconsidering their own marriage and their parents' marriage and all their friends. Y'all, no one can know if you're actually happy or not. If you tell someone if we're so happy, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
People can put on brave faces. So just know that you don't know anyone's situation fully.
You don't.
That's what I'm trying to say.
So Garrett says, I have a question for you.
Ugh,
Do you
gross.
see yourself with me on the outside? And Sarah...
Sounds like they're in jail.
Sarah doesn't answer the question. She said, instead, do you think we would be stable on the outside world? And he's like, oh, yeah, totally. And I wrote, liar,
Totally.
liar, liar, liar.
Um,
And then the thing that he does, she says, what's the biggest thing you learned from this? And Garrett just rattles off again, fucking Instagram memes.
Yep.
Bullshit.
But he does it better than OG
so much better.
Jordan.
Oh,
Jared.
much better than OG Jared. So much better than OG
And
Jared.
he says, you're just someone who sees something inside of me that not a lot of people see. Y'all, please don't fall for that bullshit.
Boo.
I will say, Casey has the best lines. Casey has the
does.
best lines of, I want to be your best friend. Because you can't argue with that. But you can't.
I would, if I was CJ, he said, I want to be your best friend. I could totally say, I think you want to be Garrett's best friend.
But that's being combative, and it's about them right there in the moment.
I know, but
I'm saying that would be if it was her, if I was him, I would say, can we talk about us right now?
Yeah.
And you would be the asshole. So actually, it is a smart move.
It is a smart, but he just an episode before.
I know, but that's because he was right there. But I'm saying it is. I understand.
But he does have the best lines. I agree with that. I'm just saying they're smoother to you.
They are.
They have more sugar in you than to me because I don't trust him. And
true.
I think you do at this point.
I don't fully trust him. No.
See, I don't. Yeah, I don't.
I no, that's the thing. I don't fully trust him. However, the storytelling of the show has told me that this woman who had chemistry with this person from day one, this person who has escaped Limbro to come back to her, this is something.
Yes, I agree.
What was the storytelling of the show telling you?
No, I agree with that.
Okay. So anyway, next morning, Sarah's seeing a new side of Garrett, blah, blah, blah. I don't think he's here for the money. Let's go upstairs. Fucking noises.
Oh, yes. They are. He's like, I'm still here. You ridden with me till day one. You ride till the end. And she's like, the thing that I don't love about Sarah, I kind of wanted her to step into her own power and just say, like, the way she said was, so I actually realized, I think Sarah, as she is 25, I think she's emotionally younger than that. Because the way she said, I still have questions for you.
Yeah.
And I want you to come upstairs. We're like, CJ is 30.
Let's come upstairs and fuck.
Like, own that. And
Yep.
Sarah can't even own that to me.
I agree.
And that's when
And this is
she was in that moment when I went,
what makes her good prey
she's
for
gonna make a
Garrett.
bad choice.
So the boys are talking about what's going to go to the next day.
Next morning.
Casey is waking up with CJ. He says, I'm so comfortable with you.
Yep.
And she's like, it's weird how comfortable we are. And she said, she's in the moment, she's like, Jared's done everything right and he's never dropped the ball. And I would say doing everything right is not something you're going to want.
No,
and it's anyway.
Whereas Casey's done it quite wrong.
But
that's who she's attracted to.
So the next,
but I think she more than anyone. I mean, you could tell in the way it was edited. They edited him and they edited so much of her because she is kind of the perfect juxtaposition of who do you choose on this show.
Yep. No, this was.
Whereas Nakia and Sarah's, you were like,
well, here's the thing. I think the show assumed we thought a certain way about that.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. For a while, I thought the show. I feel like the storytelling just kind of dislodged from what I thought it was. It's really interesting. The last two episodes, I feel like, were the least produced and the messiest of the entire series.
Yeah.
Absolutely messy.
And I couldn't look away.
I agree, but I'm saying it's so. We talk about shows like The Bachelor that seem so scripted and we know who's going to go, But you guys, these shows are produced within an inch of their life, and they're produced because they want people to be able to know where the beats are, so things are
and also,
validating.
Real life is boring. That's why they're
Exactly.
produced, yeah.
But I'm saying this how stories are scripted. If you've never watched Unreal on Lifetime, fantastic series. It's if you have to watch that show. I know you haven't.
I already have.
But it will inform everything I'm talking about storylines and about choosing certain characters that the audience is going to love. You'll get it.
Well, I pitch reality shows.
Right.
So I do get it from that respect. But yes, it's all.
But people need to know what's going to happen.
They do, yeah.
And if it doesn't happen, that's why I was looking online earlier, and I'll be talking about this in a minute.
Okay. And so they're all in bliss, and then we see Sarah and Garrett wake up?
No, I don't think we do. He's still banging her. Did you notice? They're saying we're Casey and New Jared and Garrett. They're all talking about. It's like we were up early doing cardio, and then Jared says, "How does my dick taste?"
Yeah, that was gross. I was like, ugh.
See, even then, it's about competition to be the first.
Well, that was gross to me because that is now be competitive and be aggro and be a dick. But now you're talking about somebody that you're supposed to care about. That was gross.
And that told me.
CJ, I bet when CJ probably didn't know that happened, but when I bet she watched that, it grossed her out.
But that when I saw it, I was like, oh, it's all about this competition for you.
Yeah, it was a little like, yeah.
Even like, what's his name? Oh, Casey. Casey's like, I don't even have a comeback for that. That's fucking gross, man.
Yeah, he was like, he's a piece of shit. And New Jared is like, it is how he gets so, it's like Andre when he's angry. It's like he can't see anything else.
But
and Casey
was that
and Garrett,
angry? Was that
no?
anger?
I'm saying, how like when New Jared gets competitive when he gets around all the guys, he just like, because you don't say that about somebody you care about.
But if he's around guys, what's he like in real life?
But this isn't. I mean, I agree with you, but this isn't real life.
Right.
This is a fishbowl of competition. Maybe he's a dick. Maybe I imagine he probably, if he was out with CJ and if they're together and he sees someone, he probably would get very protective of her really quick.
I really believe that there was no one else in this entire cast, and Casey got eliminated on a technicality, and the producers scrambled.
Well, but he was already there.
No, but I'm saying I think it was influence.
Oh, for influence for them.
Because he went with Nakia first. He's the only person who changed. Who approached someone else. So,
was there...
They all had their sights.
I feel like there's somebody else, but he is the one big... Because Colin had...
the person of interest, I should say.
That's the thing, too, is that they did kind of drop the ball that, y'all, if Sean... Even Greg, Fernando, if these people are going to be around to the last episode, we need to know them before episode 4 or 5.
Right.
So it's hard. So they could have been, and we just don't know because they really did. Again,
if they could have been, we would have seen it in the edit, and we did not.
I don't know because I think that's one thing where
then that's a problem of the show.
I think it's a problem of the show.
I think that's an F in storytelling. Then,
yeah, I think yes.
But they were so good at telling the story of about 8 of the guys.
I don't think that many. I think they told a good story with.
I'm saying this now.
Casey, Colin, Garrett.
If there was footage of someone who went to Final 2, we would have seen it. If there was any footage of...
I don't know. I do agree with you. I think they were like, she needs to be with someone because it was just Casey. And
producer decision.
So I definitely think probably that was influenced.
Yeah.
Because when he said that, I was like, yeah, you don't say that about.
And when I was
about.
looking online, that is across the board. What people
I'm
are
sure
saying.
people.
Yeah. And not that I feel validated, but no one likes new Jared.
Oh, I still. Well, I'll get to this, but I want to save it to the end. But you'll probably still disagree with what I say. But what's new?
What's new?
So we're at the. So they're waking up in the morning. Actually, this is probably good because now we're about to get to the reveal, right?
Yeah, Nikki's talking to the girls.
Yeah. So let's take a commercial break, and when we come back, we'll jump in to Poodle's. Y'all, Poodle's about to scream at me. All right, Poodle, let's get it out so you can talk. Thank you for going through the dates.
Oh, God.
I know.
So the big deal is they said Nikki's telling the girls you're going to have a better shot at the money if you pick a nice guy. I'm still confused. This was the biggest problem of the show for me, that nothing was clear. No one had really signed any contracts that they were a nice guy. It was just because on your honor, like you told the producers this.
See, but no. That's not clear, and that's where I was talking earlier. Like, there might be editing footage that's not on the floor. There was a lot of unclear things because she says when CJ makes her pick,
we're not there yet.
But I know, but it was if Casey did sign a contract or agree to something.
Yeah.
So it's not clear.
Yeah.
At all.
So final eliminations. All the girls look gorgeous except for Nakia, who looks like she's wearing a swimsuit underneath her dress.
I loved her kind of bluish hair, though. I love that.
Yeah, that's different.
That was awesome.
But no, you could literally see a leotard.
You know what? I was looking at her hair. I didn't know.
You didn't look at her crotch?
Nope. Mm-mm. Shocking.
So I wrote down, she's like, 10 weeks ago, I went, 10 weeks? I freaked out.
They weren't together for 10 weeks.
It's not possible.
No, it's like Drag Race. They say last week, but they film everything in 3 weeks.
Right.
So it was like they were probably there for like 20 days.
But even with this show where they dropped 3 episodes, so the run of the show was 3 weeks?
Oh, yeah, because production-wise, you're not going to have it. You're not going to do a 10-week. Do you know how expensive that would be?
I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's laughable
to
think that this was every week was a show. Which makes me think
they would have known each other a lot more.
Was this pitched somewhere else before HBO Max? So that way, the formula.
In the interviews I've read, it was always pitched for streaming.
Okay.
So they imagined it as a streaming show.
Got it.
Also so they could do what they wanted to do.
But with that 10 episode format, it seems like they're still pitching it at 1 per week.
Yeah.
So maybe, okay, who cares? No one. So here we go, you guys. Nikki finally in episode 10 explains the money.
Finally.
If you pick a nice guy, you'll be rewarded with $100,000 to split. If you pick an Fboy, the power shifts. It will be him alone who is awarded the money, and it will be up to him to split the money or take all the money. Split the money if he says, I want to continue this relationship, and to take all the money, and your relationship will be over.
And Nikki says, this is actually the ultimate test to see if these Fboys have changed.
I disagree. I completely disagree.
I disagree, too.
That's so, because even an Fboy would say, you'd have to be super fucking heartless to say, because the point of $50,000, $100,000 for this person to do this on national television to someone.
Well, it happens sometimes.
I agree, but I'm saying it does not indicate any of that. The nice guys would do the same thing if they could.
It's why
it's assuming the nice guys would also do that.
It's also assuming that love isn't. And I said, if you remember, I said like episode 6, 7, I said, this show's not about love anymore to me because of the way the show's been. The show's about just who's an Fboy, who's getting played. It almost is like a fucking spy thriller of dating instead of about love.
So, and then the girls kind of become the idiots, which is the worst part of it.
That's where it really tries to
Yeah. This episode, by the way, you guys, if you thought this was a hand up to women, the show, in my opinion, was not.
I don't think so either.
Did
I enjoy it thoroughly? And
Yeah.
I will watch season 2 gladly. Yes.
I will watch season 2. This episode pissed me off. But anyway, to CJ, she's talking to Jared. You've exceeded my expectations. To Casey, we've had the smoothest ride, but you've made me grow. And Jared again says, I see a strong, fearless woman. Broken record.
Yes.
And did you notice he said, but I felt vulnerable with you. I didn't see that.
I didn't see that.
So anyway, and then he starts shit-talking Casey right in front of her. About, do you want a boy? Do you want a blah, blah, blah? Like she's still trying to make up her mind.
Yes.
Who likes guys like this?
I don't know.
So are we there? That you're
there,
like,
what?
that's gross?
Well, actually, I didn't mind when Josh said, I mean, it's...
No, Jarrett we're talking about.
Oh, when new Jared's... No, I'm just kind of used to that competitive side. It's...
Talking about toxic masculinity.
No, it is toxic. I think it's... Again, it's just... Especially after he said that comment about, do you like the way my dick tastes? To me, it's a football game to him. So it kind of... turned that for me, and I went... I didn't really think anything more bad about him. I still think he's really hot, and I would still let him bang me. But
me too.
But I thought, this isn't about this. Is solely because solely this is just competition to him.
That was what sealed the coffin for me.
That comment that sealed it. So when he was saying this, I was just kind of like, that's just competitive, Jared. But I think it's gross in the way that he's still trying to get to.
Yeah, it's all about besting Casey.
He's trying to get to Casey instead of...
And in the same vein...
But does Casey act like a boy compared to him acting like an adult?
Don't what about, though? Don't, like... But
I'm saying, like... Because... Well, I bring that up because when he made those comments before, CJ said, but he's right, and he makes a good point.
But
so I do think he's trying to prove a point.
But this is not the time to do it.
Yes, it is. You're trying to plead your case.
But this is not how you do things. You don't call the other person out in the final rose ceremony.
But he knows that I think that for him, he knows he can't compete with attraction and chemistry.
Yeah.
Because Casey. So what he can compete with is I'm someone
It's
who
playing dirty.
Won't fuck you over. I'm someone who is an adult. I'm someone who's real with you.
You're translating his words, though. He says stuff like...
I'm translating the way... No. You're translating the way you hear them. I'm translating the way... Think about how CJ heard them and what CJ said about his words.
Okay.
I'm just going by what she... Doesn't matter what I think what he's saying.
No, what I'm saying what he exactly said. You need a man, not a boy.
But listen to what I said earlier. What did CJ say before when he said
she
that?
She needs safety. But I'm saying...
But she said, he proves a good point. He's not wrong. So he's trying to convince her. That's the way I took it. It's shitty, but there's something about CJ that is helpful for her to hear.
Yeah. Gross. Anyway, she says to Casey, I've never been so comfortable. You're everything I need. He said... You've truly made me a better man. You'll always have a special place in my heart, and I'll be your best bud. She kind of tears up.
She does.
And then, y'all, she picks...
Wait. Who did you think she was going to choose?
Casey. What about you?
I thought she was going to choose Casey as well.
Yeah, because that's what the storytelling has told us.
Yes.
So, do you think this was a failure of storytelling, or they did not know who she was going to pick?
They didn't know who she was going to pick.
It's so, and I think with the storytelling, the way it was, but the thing about it is, editing happens afterwards.
I know.
So why did they edit it in the way it was done? Yeah.
I agree. Because there was, and maybe just CJ and Jared, y'all, because she picks Jared.
She picks Jared.
And
new Jared.
They never go, maybe they didn't have in, again, I really think the one problem that could be solved, a lot of things in this show is less guys. In episode 4, she wouldn't be trying to date 18 guys and figure out who she likes. They would have had maybe 8 guys.
But if you're going to set this up as an equal fight, you need to have a time where she's like, I'm not sure about new Jared. Like she did for Casey.
She did at the beginning, but it was like once where she said he looks like an F-boy. He acts like it. When he showed up, she said he's a total F-boy. He's trouble. And that's kind of how she did it.
And it just, I feel like when this happened, this ignores every trope of reality shows.
Yeah, I was elated when she chose him, though. I thought she would choose Casey, but I was elated that she chose Jared.
Yeah, you're a terrible person.
No, but do you know why?
Why?
Because she played the game right.
Why? How is that?
Because she doesn't want it. She came here not wanting an F-boy. Casey's trying, but he's still an F-boy. Like we just said,
right?
He's going to cheat on her in 2 months. She probably said, do I think she's going to end up with Jared? No way.
So you think
I think she's like, I'm going to choose Jared.
She made a good choice for herself.
So I'll get $50,000 because at the end of the day, CJ's going to protect CJ.
So you think she chose Jared because she thought Casey was going to choose $100,000.
And that's why I was elated. Not because it's true love. Because, again, I told you I abandoned that 4 episodes. I went, yes, she chose right.
You know who did not abandon the idea of true love? The show up until episode 10.
But
I understand what you're saying, but I'm trying to evaluate the show on its merits.
I know, but CJ, produce show, whatever, you can't mark somebody's intelligence. It's her humanity. I think she was like, yeah, I don't know if he's going to take my $50,000, and I don't want to be I don't want to be embarrassed on television like that. What would that be like for me? CJ's going to think about that.
No, I agree with you there.
Sarah did not.
But here's the problem with that. This was when she chose that. The thing about reality shows, you guys, is it's the last thing you want is reality. You want the ideal version of reality.
It's like when you're on a game show, you never say, I'm here to pay off my student loans.
Right.
Yes.
And I understand you're proud of her for making that decision. It's just that this production team was way too hands off for this.
How livid were you?
I recorded my reaction.
Oh yeah, that's on
you
our
should
Instagram.
See on Reddit the reactions.
Oh, I'm sure people are furious because that's what we're all led to believe in, this true love and all this. Yeah.
And to do this at the end not only feels like kind of shitty for her. I
don't think it's shitty for her.
No, I'm saying she's been saying she's gotten tons and tons of DMs saying how ridiculous she is for not choosing Casey.
Mm.
And she's like, it's actually been kind of annoying, and she's a little sad she did it.
Sad that she chose Jared?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure. Because she knows she'd have a great time with Casey.
Right. And no, it's just it's interesting because this could have been a way to rehabilitate Fboys. Send a message.
Which is what this show wanted to be.
Exactly.
I actually read that's what they wanted us to be, a message to Fboys. But let's talk about Sarah.
Didn't turn out that way. Yeah.
I actually think that was the biggest failing. Their storyline was the biggest failing.
So Sarah's talking to and Katie. Sorry, Casey says what he would do with the money, and he said, "I would have split the money with you."
Oh yeah. So that's where I guess they had to.
They had to say something.
They had to
already
sign. But y'all, if the show does this, there needs to be like a ceremony, like on RuPaul's Drag Race. They drop the lipstick. We should know that. It's a little like, what? When was this talked about?
This was done when the producers just randomly decided what we're going to do with the money.
But it's like when France guy said he wasn't an F-boy and he ended up being an F-boy. And we're like, well, producers
great
say
moment.
It was a great moment, but it would even be better if they had they'd written on something. It's a little cloudy.
I agree.
So yeah, and so
if they would have shown a camera or video holding up of what they are.
Yes, and it's
dumb because these people have done reality shows a lot before.
CJ said, though, she said, well, it doesn't, she seemed touched, but she said it doesn't change it. I love hearing that, but I already know that.
Right.
So she said that took to me that, like, she was clear on choosing Jared.
Yeah.
So
this is completely unemotional. This is the safe choice.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
So Sarah,
which is not reality shows.
Well, I know, but it is a reality. It kind of goes along though too with, like, it's not reality shows, but you also forget Bachelor, Love is Blind producer, but also Nikki Glazer's an executive producer on this, and that's kind of her thing, is to fuck with people. That's part of her comedy. I wonder if she had a hand in that. I don't know.
This is not how you get fans.
I'm just we're talking about it. It's going to be the most talked about thing because people are shocked.
Yeah, but I'm saying I agree with you, but
and Casey's DMs blew up with a lot of people who made bad decisions.
And he's gotten all these podcasts, and of course he's gotten acting offers. Now,
well, he's an actor. Yeah,
he is.
Yeah. Okay.
And guess who's been hanging out with what's his name? With Carly and Nathan from Too Hot to Handle. Garrett.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
So talking about Garrett.
Garrett's gonna have an OnlyFans real quick.
I hope so. I'd watch it.
I think
it's a big old dick.
Don't you think he's the most likely to have an OnlyFans?
Yeah, and he's the most likely to be on another show. He's a villain, but he's a star.
Oh yeah. Speaking of, so Sarah and Garrett, and so Garrett's like, I want to be the person that we stay out chatting about parallel universes. I want to be the guy
who kisses you every morning before you go to work.
That was a good line.
It was.
That was a good line.
You know what? I take that back. He has the best lines, not Casey. He has the best lines.
I agree with that. And then, y'all, at this point, I didn't even write down what Josh said because it didn't matter.
No, he gives her his hat.
He gives her his hat. And, y'all, she picks Garrett. And
we knew it.
She's an idiot.
No, I knew she was going to.
And Josh is like, I'm shocked. I'm disappointed. Y'all, this is what happened. She was going to pick Garrett probably for sure. But then she took him to her bedroom, and he fucked the sense out of her.
He rocked her fucking world.
She's dickmatized, and I can't fault her for that when I thought about it, because we've all been there.
Ooh, a lot.
Y'all, I'm in Azusa on a Friday afternoon because I was dickmatized.
I like it when Josh was leaving. He's like, I'd like my hat back,
I'd like my hat back, please.
So Nikki says, so you selected Garrett the Fboy. I mean, the Fboy.
Exactly.
The one.
What did Maya Angelou say? People show you who...
When people show you who they are, believe them.
Yes.
And then we find out what's he's going to do with money. He said, Sarah, you maybe want to change for the better.
I came in here 80% fuckboy, 20%
Now I'm 60.
Now I'm 60% Fboy, 40%.
But shade rattle.
Yes.
He's taking the money and into the relationship.
Yeah, he said, first, I'm going to have to end this relationship.
Squealed. He did it so unemotionally.
Oh, I wrote, I knew it. I was shocked that this happened, but I also wasn't shocked.
Part of me kind of thought that he had a little bit that we didn't see, but he did it so unemotionally. He didn't smile. It was terrifying, y'all.
It was terrifying. And he says, this is a game, and I'm a Fboy. And Sarah, but here's the deal.
And
I think this is a problem with Sarah. Nikki and CJ had this reaction more, and Garrett and Sarah's just kind of shocked.
Yeah.
And she just says, that's pretty fucked up. And he said, then he twisted the knife and said, I just don't see a future with you outside of this experience. Oh. He's like, I'm so sorry.
This was hard to watch, y'all.
She's like, you're not sorry at all. And CJ's like saying, she was so nice to you. I would have killed you by now. And Garrett's like, this is a game. And Nikia's disgusted. And Nikki's like, Garrett, sit down. Like he's in trouble.
Y'all, Nikia, do we need to go through this? We know it's going to be...
Yeah, Fernando talks, and then, y'all, she chooses Jared.
Jared.
But you know what she says? I never thought I would choose an Fboy. And I went, bitch, all you've chosen are Fboys.
Your entire life.
You don't know
and every
yourself
single
at
man
all.
on the show.
Know thyself to be, no, you're none of it's true. You have no idea.
They better not have, this next season, they need to vet so they don't have another Nakia.
She really needs, again, to get pregnant and raise a kid by herself for a few years
my
or
God.
years of therapy.
Jesus.
I mean,
then he's like,
Fernando even says, it's like this guy always gets a save. It's so messed up how he's like, that's really messed up.
because he knows he knows her weaknesses. That's in his Fboy.
Yep. And he says, I know he's going to break her heart.
Of course he will.
Of course he will.
So
I told you that we would leave here together that one night when you dismissed me and the way.
she's like, and that dismissiveness, I don't like that.
I don't like, and I kind of leaned in and I went, shh, is he? Because we knew Garrett. What did you think with OG Jarrett?
At the moment, I thought he was going to take the money.
I didn't think, and then when he said that,
Yeah.
the way that was the first time he was a good actor on this entire show.
And then he's like, but it's rare I meet someone who I connect with, and y'all, he's splitting the money. So
so it got me. It got me.
Part of me,
They never talk about Colin saying that he would have fucked her over.
No.
That's a drop of the show. I just want to say.
Part of me thinks this is really massaged because they wanted 3 different outcomes.
It is a little perfect.
Sorry to say it. I know everyone hates when I talk about producer action.
No, but I wondered that too. I think it's a little bit.
It seemed a little perfect.
It seemed a little perfect.
Yeah.
And the kid's like, I feel so at peace with my decision. I definitely love you.
And she tells him, and I went, Lord.
And so Nikki says, but this coming up.
Okay. I'm furious with this.
This is my
as much as I hate Garrett.
This is the biggest
Thank
point
you.
that upset me of the show. Is Nikki says, there's one more thing you need to know. Our hope is that you would reform, but you didn't. We don't think an F-boy should be rewarded at all. So instead, the $100,000 is going to a charity of Sarah's choosing.
Let's burn all the rules.
And I thought,
let's burn the whole set down.
And I thought, then what was the point of this?
Men with men, women with women.
I thought,
PAs, come fuck us. We don't care if you're nice guys or fuck boys.
Because y'all,
producers, come bang us.
This was a game, and Garrett played it perfectly. He should be rewarded with $100,000.
Can I fuck the hotel resort staff now?
Already did.
This is lions lying down with lambs.
It was totally.
There was no money rules until the last episode, till the last 20 minutes of the last episode.
Yeah.
Then we went back on the money rules. I am so heated about this.
There's no point of the show.
I wanted to screech and rant and rave about this as soon from moment one on this show, and you wouldn't let me, you fucking bitch.
Well, it's worked out this way because it makes for a better podcast. Okay.
Y'all know
Poodle.
I was sitting here just
It's
stewing.
9:30. I'll give you 5 minutes. Rant and go.
I already ranted.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying, if we don't have rules, what's the point?
You've got to it's not even, I don't even know if rules is the right word. We need a framework.
Yeah.
This is beyond rules to me. This is like rules. We can make up rules. We can change them. This is like the only thing we have to have.
Right.
To make sure we know
It's like how the stakes work.
The finish line, the framework of the show, and you didn't even move the finish line.
Right.
You just said
you just erased
there's no finish line.
This is
so it's
like
very confusing.
If a Scooby-Doo episode where they're like, and this is, we caught him, let's see who he really is, and they take the head off to someone, and it's an actual real fucking ghost or monster, and everyone goes,
and it just kills them all.
And it kills everyone.
Like fucking new Ghostbusters.
That's what this is like.
This
was contemptuous on my end.
And now they've set this up. How do you do a season 2 of this show? Because nothing's real, nothing's...
My brain exploded during this. And I'm like, yes, Garrett was a shithead, but you can't just change this rule at the very end.
No.
And you know what makes
Garrett
it worse?
Got the money.
Makes Garrett a hero. the F-Boys wind up being the heroes of this show.
Yeah.
That's what I'm left with. I had fun watching this show.
I did have fun
but as an experiment in reality TV,
I don't think it worked.
Think about a show like Love is Blind.
Yeah.
Same producers. That show was impeccable.
Yeah.
To watch. The wedding ceremonies of them deciding if they were going to get married or not. Holy shit. That was good TV.
The good thing about what that show did quickly, it really weeded out people and got us to the main couples quickly.
Mm-hmm.
This show did not do that. Again, too many people. Also, I read that they were talking about season 2, and one of their hopes for season 2 is, I don't know how they would do this, but they want to have a mix of LGBT couples within straight people. And I'm like, I'm just saying, Poodle and I were going to be here for it. But still, I'm like, but that doesn't make sense. They basically want to do, and I don't know how they do this. If it goes well, and
I'll apply. I'm too old.
They want Fboy Island. I'm not responding to that. It was a bait, and I'm not taking it.
Good idea. Do you want a microphone in your mouth?
No. They want Fboy Island. Their goal is to do F Girl Island. They want to do Fboy Hotel. They want to do spin-offs of this and kind of create Bachelor in Paradise and all that.
I don't think the ethical throughway is clear enough for them here.
I think it definitely, and maybe
they need to do some work on it.
Some shows do a weird first season, and then season 2 is amazing. Maybe they'll fix the problems.
It's not even problems. It is. I think
The Fish Line's a problem.
No. That's what I'm saying. It's not even it is bigger than that. It's the ethos of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And what the show is trying to say. Because The Bachelor is saying that one person will, through talking to so many people, and one person can find their perfect match.
And Love is Blind is saying Love is Blind.
Love is Blind. What is this show saying?
I think this show is saying, let's make fun of F-Boys.
That's not you need heart.
But don't you agree that was kind of the main message of the show?
I disagree. The show was trying to say, this is what the ideal the show was trying to say.
What happened? What was the message you think came out of this? Not what they were trying to. What was the message you think that came out from this show?
The message was,
because whether or not
we're going to humiliate fuckboys.
Yeah.
But every show needs the logline to sell to the network. What do you think the network's logline was?
I think, and I already know because I read the article, this was about, can a fuckboy change his spots?
None of that happened. It's like none of that was, and if it was not done, hopefully in season 2 we would see this. OG Jared definitely did not change his spots because nothing changed.
No.
If that was the merit, Casey would have walked away.
Yeah. And they did a thing saying that Garrett and Casey,
because he didn't get the $100,000,
never ended up coming to LA. But then I saw on Instagram there was a thing that I think he arrived in LA for the first time,
sure,
today or yesterday.
I just did a little Instagram looking
of who's still together. No one. I'll be shocked.
CJ has not had. She's been posting all over the place. New Jared has never made an announcement on her Instagram. They say they could be, but she's talked about other guys.
I will say I looked at their Instagrams, and it's HBO, so I bet they had and none of them talked about there's no Nakia on Jared's or anything, at least as of yesterday.
But this should have been fine.
Yeah, now they should be talking about it.
No, the network should have done it yesterday.
Yes, there should be a post.
Yeah,
I don't think any of them are together.
None of them are. Nakia and OG Jared. They may be keeping it off social media, no way.
When people were asking on Nakia's Instagram Live, she was avoiding the questions.
Yep.
And people kept asking it, because I'm telling you.
Does she not think she's going to get those questions? I'm curious.
I don't know. She just would kind of look and go, I'm so uncomfortable, introverted.
Well, what does she...
Now, but I bet I'm sure Casey and CJ probably will hook up in real life some. They're not going to be for long.
Well,
but
here's
they'll
the
bang.
thing. What I will say is, the promise of this show and the premise gets an A for me. The kind of realization of the show gets probably around a B-.
Oh, I'd give it like a C.
Yeah, I think it has to do with y'all. You can't fault your storytelling.
I mean, y'all, Boy Meets Boy was clearer. And that was a horrible reality show about gay people and straight people pretending to be gay. God. And that show was clearer than this.
And it's also like even the storytelling of
fucking Fire Island.
Yeah, but the storytelling of Nakia with Colin in the edit, the way that was storytelling from the beginning should have paid off.
And again, as a producer, I'm thinking, wait a minute. We're not going to have this moment. You have all these moments where people say their piece.
Yes!
You're not going to have a moment where Colin says to Nakia, I would have taken the money all along.
Yeah.
To make her then completely doubt her choice with
Right.
OG Jared. Why would you?
I know.
Why would you not do that?
It was such a missed opportunity.
That was like, he should have said that whenever they kicked him off. That to me was the biggest drop of the whole show.
It's so interesting because I loved the first 3 episodes of this show. 4 through 6 were the doldrums for me. I kind of got through it. 7, I was kind of like, okay, we're here. We're back. The show brought back a character. The show now has new conflicts.
I love the mansplain.
Yeah,
episode 9,
7 and 8
or whatever that was.
9 and 10 were some of the messiest final episodes of a reality show I've ever seen, and that includes Too Hot to Handle.
I'll definitely watch season 2.
Oh, me too,
for sure.
Boy, we're sluts.
But you know what? I will. The thing that I did like about this show. I think we've had some of the best conversations about who we date, who we're attracted to, why we're attracted to them. So you know what? Those 3 aren't going to have fun for the rest in who their dating choices, but we had fun, Queen.
Yeah, and I think it should make everyone rethink or at least just ponder their own choices about what do we think we need?
Yeah.
What do we think? Do we need safety? Do we need excitement?
Mm-hmm. What are we attracted to? Why are we attracted to that? Why are we not attracted to those other things?
And also, I'm just saying this right now. There's no such thing as a pure Fboy or a pure nice guy. That binary is wrong.
Except for Garrett.
You're right. He's an F-boy.
Garrett.
He's awful.
He's an F-boy.
Because think about it. Even OG Jared and Casey had mixtures.
100% agree.
And then someone like New Jared, who was a nice guy, was a dickish and had that kind of quality.
Colin too, actually.
Yeah.
Colin was like Garrett. No, Colin wasn't mixed. Colin was a guy that would cry on the beach. And I've hated him. We have not liked him, and he convinced me on that beach that he was nice.
Yeah.
Convinced me.
Wow, you might fall easier than me.
Depends on the guy. But if we played our cards with who's dated more F-boys, who do you think would win?
Well, I've dated more people in general.
Yeah. Y'all, thank you for taking this ride with us. We appreciate you very much.
It is what it is.
You can see our reactions filmed on our Instagram at Reality Gaze Podcast.
God.
Should be up in a couple of days.
Y'all, I was not happy at this choice
I
for
was
CJ.
joyous.
I hate you.
Well, I was.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
Am I?
You hate everything good in reality television.
Or am I just... Well, that's fine. I can sit on my $50,000 while you're broke and alone in an alley because you chose for love.
Ethics mean more.
Yeah. Y'all find us at Reality Gaze Podcast on our Instagram. Our Twitter's Reality Gaze Pod. Hey, if you're a fuckboy in the Los Angeles area...
You don't have a job now, so you might as well.
Casey, you're in the Los Angeles area. Come fuck Poodle.
Casey, I have some odd jobs to be done if you needed that.
You do have a wig that looks like CJ.
That's true.
That's true.
You blink. You might not notice it.
But no. So, y'all.
I won't be shitty to you.
Fuck boys. Come fuck
Fuck poodle.
us.